the science guy. Bill Nye, the science guy. Bill.
Hey there, science fans. I got a question for you. What's smaller than a grain of sand, packed a scientific punch, and might just save lives? Give up? It's a quantum dot. Let's dive into this nanoscopic adventure. Right, team?
That's me. I'm Dottie the Quantum Dot, and I may be tiny, but I'm a big deal.
Quantum dots, or QDs, are nanoscale crystals that are about 2 to 10 nanometers in size. That's roughly 10 to 50 atoms. QDs have a high surface area to volume ratio, which are exploited for various metabolic and medical applications.
These water-soluble nanoparticles are loaded with drugs in one of two ways. The first way is to attach the drug to the surface of the quantum dot, which will then be released at a certain pH or in the presence of a certain enzyme.
The other way is to inject the quantum dot with a therapeutic drug and coat it in a hydrophilic polymer that helps keep the drug contained. If the drug is hydrophobic, the polymer coating will allow it to travel easily through an aqueous environment. Mic drop.
Or should I say, nanodrop.
But how do we make these dazzling dots? Originally, scientists used something called solvent-based combustion synthesis, but today we have two main approaches.
The first is crystal growing. It's known as epitaxial growth, and essentially you're building the crystal layer by layer, and picture it as you're building little tiny Legos.
Oh, I love Legos! The second method is nanopatterning. Scientists carve us out from nanostructures across a substrate. Either way, we end up perfectly sized, under 10 nanometers.
And it's not all just about size. Scientists have to follow a few key rules to build these dynamic dots.
All right, referring to those rules, obviously we had mentioned they need to be below 10 nanometers. The size depends on what they're being made out of. They got a core of cadmium selenide or telluride, and this allows them to have quantifiable energy levels for various medical devices. Then the size must be minimized to allow excretion through the body. Quantum dots must have the drug molecules confined within the delivery system to prevent harmful effects to normal tissues, so anything that isn't the impacted tumor. Drug released at the tumor cells after being triggered, either externally or by environmental factors. And lastly, the dot surfaces must be made with a biocompatible polymer to prevent degradation of the quantum dot throughout the rest of the body.
When all these rules are followed, quantum dots, like myself, become the perfect size.
And this small size gives them superpowers, like a huge surface area for their volume, great solubility, less toxicity in vivo because their small size prevents them from interacting with non-targeted cells, and higher cellular drug uptake efficiency. And that's what makes them awesome for medical applications, such as drug delivery.
Okay, here's the deal. To deliver drugs, we quantum dots have two main strategies. First, we can attach the drug to our surface. When the environment is just right, like a certain pH or enzyme, we release the drug right where it's needed. We carry the drug inside us and get wrapped up in a hydrophilic polymer. Think of it like a cozy sleeping bag. This coating keeps us stable in watery environments, and if the drug doesn't like water, no problem. The polymer handles that too. Easy peasy.
It's like Dottie has a superhero suit, keeping her safe while she zips throughout the body to deliver medicine. And guess what? She can even light up with like fluorescence. Fluorescent tagging lets medical professionals track her throughout the body.
Like Tristan said, quantum dots are usually fluorescently labeled when used for drug delivery. This means that the drug can be tracked and monitored by medical professionals. This fluorescent tagging is also used for drug screening and tests and in vitro drug diagnosis. A main focus of quantum dots' drug delivery mechanism is their ability to target and deliver anti-cancer medicines to the tumors. Quantum dots, tiny, mighty, and change the world 1 nanometer at a time. Because of their efficiency for drug delivery, quantum dots are increasingly reliable, effective, and safe method to administer medicine in clinical studies. Their application also extends to bioimaging, photodetection, drug testing, and many more, making quantum dots an effective nanoparticle. Whether it's fighting cancer or lighting up the lab, they're proof that great things really do come in small packages. And that's science.
Stay curious, stay glowing.
And remember, the nano world is where big things happen.